Hello.
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 Namaste to everyone. How are you all?
Good, thank you.
All good? Okay, so let's begin today's class. Okay, sit up straight. We have got only 4 people today. Okay, let's sit up straight. Close your eyes. Keep your hands on your knees. Relax your mind. Bring that all awareness in your breath. Take a deep breath in. A long exhale out. Inhale. And then exhale. We will chant 3 times home together. Take a deep breath in. Join your hands together in front of your heart center. Bow your head down to the God. Pray to the God for today's practice, for today's energy. Open your eyes while blinking. Namaste to everyone. Okay, so yesterday we talked about how are we going to form our vinyasa class. So did you understand that whatever I told you yesterday? So if you're going for any vinyasa class, you're going to lead that class. So you have to make your class in such a way. First, warm up will come by sitting, and then you will go into tabletop, then we'll go for some salutation, then you will add on some of the posture there. And then after we have warrior sequence, one leg balancing sequence, then after we have plank, then you can go for inversion at last, then relaxing posture, and then savasana. Okay, so this is the easiest way to understand, or this is the easiest way to make your vinyasa class. Okay, if this is 1.5 hour class, if that is 1 hour class, then it will be more easier because you have got only 45 minutes, 15 minutes you will go for savasana. Okay, so 1 hour class is going to be very easy to make your flow. Okay. So if you have any questions about any posture that we have done so far, so please let me know so that we can discuss. No posture. Okay, so let's do triangle pose today. Okay. I'm expecting you guys already know this triangle pose. Okay, just stand up straight into Samasthiti. Now from there, bend your right leg at the knee and step your right leg back with one leg distance apart. So it depends on you, like if you have enough flexibility in your hip joint, then you can open your hips even more further out. Otherwise, if you do not have, you have to squeeze your hips a bit closer. So from here, turn your right foot out, left foot in, right foot out, left foot turned in. Very nice. Very nice. And then extend your arms out to the side. Good job. So from there, without moving your hips, just bend forward, lean forward towards your right arm. Just keep your hips even. Okay, keep your hips open towards the camera, towards me. Just keep bending forward from your trunk. Create the space in your front hip. Just keep stretching your right hand forward. Keep reaching your pinky finger forward. And from there, once you feel like you cannot get further than this, then drop your hand down wherever is possible, either on your leg, on the floor, or on your shin bone, wherever you feel comfortable. And then take your other arm over the head. Keep stretching. Very nice. So make sure your back hip is also rotating inward. If you're tilting forward, it means you're doing wrong. Okay, so we have to have that stretch on the sideways, on the outer hip of your back leg. Understood? And now inhale again, come up high to the center. Good job. See, if your hip is tilting forward, like your back leg is rotating inward, front leg is rotating outward, that means you are doing wrong. Okay, just keep your hips open towards this side, towards me. And then squeeze your tailbone in, engage your buttocks. Then stretch your arms to the side. Okay, so after this, what you have to do, just bend forward towards your right leg. Yes, without moving your hips, without moving, good job. Just keep moving forward. Keep pressing your back leg on the floor so that you'll be more engaged, and bring that information from the floor as you press your back leg on the floor. Stretch your right arm forward, 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 and keep your both sideways, this sideways parallel to each other. Do not shrink this part down or shrink this part down. Just keep this sideways engaged. Yes. Now keep stretching. If you are having that bone to bone compression in your hip joint, are you having that bone to bone compression limiting your range of motion of your hip joint? Yes. So if you're creating is if you are not creating a space, then you will have that compression here in your hip joint. Just look at me if you can. So as you are here in this position, if you're bending forward towards your right leg, so you cannot bend forward from this side, this from here. Okay, because you're not creating a space. If you are creating a space like this and then bending forward, you will get stuck here. So what you have to do, take your front leg slight more in and make sure your back leg is rotating outward, and then lateral bend to the right side. So just prefer to place your hand in front, not outside of your right leg. Okay, if you're placing your right hand outside, then you will have a lot of compression in your front leg. Just keep stretching forward, keep stretching, and then place your right hand on the floor, left hand up over the head, and then keep squeezing your front hip inward, sorry, outward. Yes, stretch. Yes, Kate, you are bending too much forward. Just move back. Make sure your trunk is above of your front leg. Stretch, open up your chest, and be engaged from here, from the sideways. Now inhale all the way, come up high again. Now on the other side, turn your left foot out, right foot in. Just check out your legs. Are they rotating outward or inward? So your both legs are supposed to be rotated outward. If they are rotating inward, then you are going against the tendency of your hip joint. Now stretch your arms to the side once again. Now go forward towards your left hand. This is our first approach to get into this posture. Okay, just keep stretching, keep stretching. So what is actually like to happening in this pose? Your front hip is moving in your pelvic girdle, and back leg still gets engaged. Bend forward, and then place your left hand on your left leg on the floor. Just increase the range of motion of the hip joint. Stretch, and then hold for 3. Press your back heel on the floor. 2. Good job, bro. That's perfect. 1. Inhale again, come up high. all the way come up high, and then exhale, release back to samasthiti. So this is our first approach. If you have enough flexibility in your hip joint, if you do not know anything about this triangle pose or you're a beginner, then after what can you do? So we will directly first grab our toes in triangle pose. Everyone please come up. Turn your right foot out, left foot in, then directly grab your big toe with your right hand. Yes, without extending, just grab your big toe. After this, what you have to do, just engage your hips in and feel that outer rotation of your front hip. Stretch your left hand over the head, press your back leg on the floor, and push your hips forward towards this side, towards the camera. Push and keep extending your spine, look up high, and make sure there is no twisting in the triangle pose. So this posture is going to extension of your spine. This posture is going to that flexibility on your legs, on your inner thigh, outer thigh, on your front leg too. Good job. Now inhale again, come up high, back to the center. Let's do the second approach from the other side. Turn your left foot out, right foot in. Keep your front leg straight. Now stretch your left hand forward, out to the side. Now grab your left big toe with your left hand. Then stretch your other arm over the head and feel like somebody is pulling you from the ceiling. Pull, open up your chest, and then open your hip out. Very nice. Keep pressing your back leg. Make sure your both legs are going to bear whole body weight evenly. Do not put all the pressure on your front leg or on the back leg. Now again, come up high, back to the center, and then exhale, release back into samasthiti. So did you understand this triangle pose? Make sure, see, if you're going to do this triangle pose against the wall, then you will understand better than without the wall. Because without the wall, our hips somewhere is going to tilt. But against the wall, your hips will be touched against the wall, and then you're going to get deeper into the posture. So that is required to have in triangle pose. See, what actually happens in this pose. Let's suppose I'm doing triangle pose. So I'm going to tilt forward, and my hip, like my both butts, they won't be engaged and they won't be even. If my hip is moving forward, I'm getting down deeper into the posture. So that's like usually we do wrong in the posture. Okay, commonly it's a mistake we usually do in this triangle pose. Make sure hips are even, like your both butts are against the wall, or if you're doing without wall, bring that all awareness on your butts and then try to squeeze them in and pull up your chest forward, and then extension of the spine. So what are the contraindications of this posture? Does anybody know?
Suppose if they twist in the wrong way, they could injure their back.
Yeah,
They have to be careful with sciatica as well, probably.
Yes, of course. So if you have like lower back pain, then because it's an extension of the spine, so if you have slip disc, then you're not supposed to do it. But if you're doing with the awareness, you know that where to engage your abdomen, then you can do it. But if you have scoliosis, you must know where you do have scoliosis. Scoliosis means the S shape of your spine. Have you seen people like who has one shoulder up and other shoulder down? Right? So whoever has this scoliosis, make sure you should know like where is the scoliosis. Let's suppose my shoulder is like this. It means I do have scoliosis this side because this S shape is going to be made here, like in this way. So if I'm doing triangle pose in this side, it is going to make like bigger hunch than before. So I'm supposed to do this triangle pose other side. So if you find somebody who has scoliosis, make sure where is that scoliosis, and then you're going further accordingly. If it is right side, then you're supposed to, if it is right side, then you're supposed to do it triangle pose to the right side. If it is right side, then you're not supposed to do it on the left side, because this is a tendency. If we are getting into the posture, we are not that much aware of the posture. So instead of having maximum benefit of the posture, you will have that injury, or you will get more deepen into this injury of your of anything. Okay. So so what are the other mistake that we usually do? We do twisting in the triangle pose. Okay, so we are not supposed to do twisting in the triangle pose if you have already scoliosis, because in scoliosis we have a shape in our spine. We are supposed to lengthen our spine. If you are twisting, then it is going to break, or it is going to give you like it can cause any injury. Understood? So in this triangle, so guys, please do it against the wall so that you will understand it better. Like adjust your both hips against the wall.
I have
If you have
something in the
wall,
way, but I will do my best. I have something in the way of the wall, but I will do my best.
Okay.
Okay, it's not completely flat.
Yes. So adjust your both hips against the wall. Very nice. And keep your heel in one line. Okay, just keep your heel in one line. Now stretch your arms to the side. Pull your abdomen in. Engage your butts. And now again go far forward towards your right hand. Make sure your both butts are touched on the floor. Sorry, on the wall. Okay, if you're losing your one butt forward, one butt back, it means you're doing wrong. Okay, just keep moving forward towards your right hand. Keep moving, keep stretching. Very nice. And slightly bend your left leg, sorry, your front leg at the knee. Slightly bend your front leg at the knee, and then stretch it even more further out, and create the space in your front hip, and then get deeper into the posture. So basically, we are supposed to keep our hand on our shin bone, as Dagmar is doing. We are supposed to keep our right hand on our shin bone. If you're getting deeper into the posture, then you will have definitely uneven hips. Yes, keep stretching. Pull your chest forward. Look at your palm. And if you're having that bone-to-bone compression on your front hip, slightly rotate your leg inward and then get toe more deeper. Now, with the next inhalation, come up high to the center. And then exhale on the other side. Turn your left foot out, right foot in. Yes, keep your heels in one line. Now again, go far forward towards your left hand. Stretch your arms. Keep stretching. Press your back leg on the floor. Keep stretching, very nice. And then exhale, place your left hand wherever is possible, on your shin bone, on your foot, and then stretch high. Keep opening. Now inhale again, come up high to the center. And then exhale, release. So did you feel any difference? When you are against the wall, you cannot get deeper into the posture, right? Because your hips are like even, and that is very hard to get down with even hips.
Yes.
Okay, so what you have to do is, see, when you are bending forward like this, from here, my hips are even. If I'm bending forward, I'll get stuck here, and I'll keep my hands till here. I cannot get down. So what I have to do, rotate your front leg slight outward and tilt your front hip forward. Like your front hip needs to be get into your pelvic girdle. If it's not getting into your pelvic girdle, then you will have bone-to-bone compression and you will get stuck here, and you are limiting range of motion of your hip joint. So what are we supposed to do? Create the space here, rotate your front leg slight outward, and get this front hip in your pelvic girdle, and then go stretch, 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 create the space here, keep stretching, and then place your hand here on the floor. Do you see the difference? Now my hips are even, and even after my even hips, I can get down. So earlier what I was doing, I was like this, I was bending forward, and then I was getting stuck here. Okay, so your front hip needs to get in your pelvic girdle. Keep pulling it back, and then create the space here. Keep stretching, and then get down, and then stretch your left hand over the head, and then pull up high. After this, you don't need to just hang it to the joint. Just open up. If you have block, you can push the block. You can take the support from the from the floor, and then open high, and keep these sideways parallel to each other. So do not shrink down. Keep your chest parallel, spine straight, bending from your hip joint, just like this. So have that all extension here on the sideways, and front hip is going to have that flexibility. Okay, so that is how we are going to do this triangle pose. So what is the the foundation of the triangle pose is our feet. So if our heel are in line, then what does it influence to? So it influences directly your hips. If you're keeping your heel in line, then you can easily rotate your hips outward. But if you're keeping your front heel, back inner arch of the feet in line, then it will be hard to like maintain this outer rotation of your both legs. Okay, and if you're keeping your front heel and back toes in line, then it will be quite hard to get into the posture. It will not be that much hard, but your back leg is going to rotate inward, so that is not supposed to be done in the triangle pose. Both legs are supposed to be rotated outward in the triangle pose. Understood this thing? See, have you seen people who have knock knees? Knock knees means they're whoever has got flat feet, they will have these knock knees. So who has knock knees, they are supposed to rotate their legs outward. So what are we going to do? Keep our heel in line, stretch one leg forward and other leg back. So here, this is the maximum stretch and maximum extension of your hips. But if you're keeping your front heel and back inner arch in line, now your front leg is rotating inward, back leg is also rotating inward, but this is not that much maximum as compared to heel one. Okay, so if you're keeping your front heel and back toes in line like this, like toes are in line this time, then if you're getting down into the posture, you will have that same stretch, but the extension of your back hip won't be that much open. Okay, so make sure your heel are in line, or either you can keep your front heel and back inner arch of the feet in line, but toes and heel, that does not make sense. So this is for those who has bow knees. Who has bow knees means who their knees are getting away from each other. They can try this one, front heel and back inner back toes in line. Okay, so this is how we are going to do this triangle pose. And what are the benefits that gives us from the triangle pose?
Flexibility.
Yeah, the flexibility. Like who are supposed to do it? Like if somebody has kyphosis, or who has anterior pelvic tilt, or somebody has low back pain, or like who are supposed to do it? Just I'm asking. See, who has anterior pelvic tilt, they are supposed to do it against the wall, and this can be done with your partner. Let's suppose you're doing against the wall, and then after what you have to do, press your hip out, keep your one leg here, other leg on the other leg, and then push your hip out so that you will get more extension on your hip joint. Because what actually happens in your anterior pelvic tilt, this is your anterior pelvic tilt when your hips is moving forward like this. So this, just look at here. This is your anterior pelvic tilt. This is your posterior pelvic tilt. Now my hips are in line with my knee, but here my hips are in line, but I'm just tilting forward. So this is anterior pelvic tilt. So what are the things that causes this anterior pelvic tilt?
Bad posture.
The bad postures and the stiffness in your anterior group of muscles. If you have stiffness here in your hip flexor, then you will definitely have this anterior pelvic tilt. So what are we supposed to do? Just stretch this thing, stretch this part, this hip flexor. So how are we going to stretch this part? Like this is your anterior pelvic tilt. Now squeeze in there and then posterior pelvic tilt. So neither we have strength here, nor we do have flexibility. So we are supposed to work on the flexibility and the strength of our hip flexor. So this triangle pose gives you flexibility at the same time there. Mhm. So when you are in the triangle pose, make sure your hips are tilting, not tilting forward, it's tilting inward. I mean, not tilting forward, it's tilting backward into posterior pelvic tilt. Then you will have that engagement of your butts. You will have that stretch on your hip flexor, and then you can stay there and you will find the stability also. Okay, as long as you want, you can stay there. So there we do have two approaches to get into triangle pose. First, you can stretch your arm, then get down. Other, you can directly get down to the posture and then try to open your hip out. And this also depends person to person where they do want to feel the stretch and what is the purpose of the triangle pose. If somebody cannot get down or very beginner, if they just want to have that stretch here on their back leg or here on the sideways, you can do just like this. You don't need to get deeper into the posture. Okay, the alignment says if it is not said like just go to the perfect posture into any into in do not go directly to the perfect posture whatever you're doing, whether it is triangle pose, warrior B. It depends where you want to feel that stretch. Okay, but do not hold that for the maximum period of time. Otherwise, if your tendency is to rotate outward your leg, if you're rotating inward, then you will have problem, you will have injury. But if you're doing it right, if you intentionally doing, you know that where you want to have that stretch, then it is fine. Understood? Like Asvasanchalana pose, in Asvasanchalana, what happens? If you're taking the support of your arms and sinking your hips down, your knees moving further than your toes, then you won't have any problem. Okay? Because your knee can go further than your toes, but if you have support of your arms. If you do not have support and you're getting up like this, then it's strong. It's going to give you injury on your knee joints, on your tendons, on your ligaments. Okay, so it depends where you want to feel stretch, what is your purpose to get into there, and what is the purpose of the posture too. Okay, so this was your triangle pose.
Question for the people with back pain, they can still do triangle pose. I mean, I understand for people who has scoliosis, it depends on the side where the scoliosis is.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for people who has back pain,
Back pain, like what kind of back pain? If they have like slip disc pain or sciatica pain,
yeah,
sciatica pain,
let's say
or
this pain, yes.
yeah. So if you have lower back pain, like see whoever has this slip disc, they are not supposed to do forward bend. Okay, so this is your extension of the spine, but this is not that much extensive as compared to forward bend. In forward bend, we are extending our spine, we are creating the space in your vertebrae, but in this posture, we are having that stretch only on our muscles. But if you're already flexible, you know how to stretch it too much, then you're not supposed to do it.
Okay.
Okay, so just understand this thing. If you're going like beyond the limit of your limit of your body, then you will have definitely pain. If you're doing triangle pose for the purpose of that flexibility, then it is fine. let's suppose in forward bend, what do? We just keep bending forward. We are creating a space in our vertebrae. Then like forward bend is not supposed to be done for those who has this slip disc problem, because like these are our discs, like vertebrae. If we are just extending our spine, then fluid inside, synovial fluid, that will start to come out, and that fluid is going to pinch our nerve. So that is why we are not supposed to do forward bend. If you're doing forward bend, it will create more space.
Mhm.
And then fluid will come out from its place. Okay.
Okay.
So that is why we are supposed to do back bend there, who has scoliosis or other problem like scoliosis. So maximum problem, like maximum low back problem that happens in your lumbar 1, lumbar 2 to lumbar 5, L2 to L5. So there are 5 vertebrae in lumbar, L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. But maximum problem that we usually find L2 to L5 means L2, L3, L4, L5 that are supposed to be stable. If they are not stable, we are trying to have that mobility in us in that particular region, like lumbar 2, lumbar 3, lumbar 4. If you are trying to get that flexibility, mobility there, then you will definitely have injury. If you're working on the stability of that particular region, then you will not have injury. Understood?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do we get this injury? Like what do you understand by this mobility and stability of our lower back region? Yes, yes, Kate. What is you all guys? What do you understand by this stability and mobility of our lower back region?
How what our the individual capacity, how far a person can go, if they're able to hold that in a stable position. Otherwise, don't push the body further than it can go.
Yes. See, if you're doing back bend, make sure you're bending from your like thoracic region. So this thoracic region cannot expand. It can expand, but it cannot bend. But your lumbar region, where your vertebrae, where your thoracic region ends, from there we do have lumbar 1. So we do have a lot of mobility there. We can twist our spine like this. It is rotating from there, from your lumbar 1. If you're twisting back, it's rotating from here. You cannot twist back from your lower back. Understood? So we are required to have stability in our lower back region. There we do have only 2 axons in our lower back, extension and flexion. And if you have mobility in that particular region, then you can twist all the way around. But we do have only stability in our lumbar region. So just go forward, go back, that is fine. But if you are going too much backward, then that will be hyperextension, right? This hyperextension is going to decrease that stability. Let's suppose if my arms are hyperextended, then I won't have that stability in my elbow. I won't have that stability in my shoulder. If I have hyperextension, or hyperextension in any particular region. So we are required to have stability here. If I'm extending too much forward, then there is no stability in my elbow joint. Okay, the same thing happens in your lumbar region. If you are bending too much backward, then you can never find the stability in your lumbar region. Okay, so that is why people usually say bend back from the thoracic region. Do not put lot of pressure on your lower region. If you're putting lot of pressure on lower region, then it's just your body. It can, if it like something goes wrong, then you will have injury, and then it will never cure. Like it will cure by surgery, but we're supposed to do it in such a way so that we won't get into this injury. Okay, so if you're going for the back bend, just open up from your thoracic region. Keep opening from your thoracic region like this, like the camel pose. If I'm doing camel pose, what is going to happen? Just pull your chest up and then open up the chest, and then push your hips forward, and then look front. So now I'm not transferring, I'm not shifting that pressure on my lower back. I'm just shifting that pressure on my thoracic region, and keep pulling up high from your thoracic region, from your chest. Then you will not have injury. If you're bending all the way from your lower region, uh, if you have enough strength on your thighs, you can hold, then it is fine. If you do not have strength, if you're just bending backward, then there are chances to fall in injury. Okay, so like cobra pose, baby cobra. So these poses are going to give you a lot of strength in your lower back, maximizing your lower back strength. But in upward facing dog, we do have that extension of our lower back. That is like, that is under the limitation of that is under the range of motion. But if you're going beyond the range of motion, then you will have injuries. Okay, just understand this thing, then everything will go good. I'm sorry that internet connection went off. Okay, did you understand what we discussed together? Okay, so if you're going for the back bend, make sure nobody is going to extend from the lumbar region. Just open up from the thoracic region. That will give you a lot of like nice extension in your thoracic region, and you will love it. But if you are shifting a lot of pressure in your lower back region, then like yoga is going to give you benefits, right? So no need to go for like maximum stretch, because if you are already flexible, you cannot feel the same stretch in the beginning what you are, right? So I have found so many people who are already flexible, but even after I'm just extending their legs all the way out, even more than 180-degree angle, they don't feel the same stretch which we do feel in the beginning, right? Just enjoy the stretch from the beginning and love it. Mhm. So any question that you want to ask about uh, this triangle pose or any back bend? No question? Okay. Okay, then let's finish today's class. I'll also go then. If you have questions, so please ask so that we'll discuss, we'll talk about any other posture you want to ask. Yes, Kate.
Can I ask something but not related to the poses?
Yeah, ask.
Yeah, I just want to check regarding once we finalize this the classes, how we will proceed and how we will what's the procedure? I mean, do we need to undergo? Did we need to take tests or exam?
Yeah, I'll be asking you to discuss about any one particular posture. Otherwise, that will not be that much tough. Like in 1 month, nobody can learn so many things. But
Yeah.
if you just keep on persisting on something, then it is going to be easy. So you will have an opportunity and just discuss about one particular topic, and then so that you will get confident and you will study about it. Otherwise, if I don't take any test, then everything will go smooth and we will feel like that nothing happened. Okay. So
Okay.
one day I'll let you know, like one day before I will let you know that you have to discuss about this, or you other guys have to discuss about this, so that you will study about it and you will understand so many things.
So you will contact us. You will let us know.
Yeah, I will let you know.
Okay.
No
Okay.
worry, everything will be fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Or do we teach to each other? Do we like teach a
Yeah,
section or something?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I
So how
I also
long?
want. Pardon?
Yeah. Ask her. Sorry.
Yeah, I also wondered, maybe I have to find out the date, but maybe towards the end, there might be some days where I might not be able to. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. So I just wondered, if that happens, then I'll just catch up. But the teaching, so I can always prepare. So it would be good to know. What is expected. So I don't want to be lazy. I still want to do. I still need to. If I need to teach, that's completely fine. But will you let us know closer? Maybe it's similar to Kate's question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will let you know before. Okay. So after 21, I'll like you guys are going to teach after 21. So whatever time you can pick, like whatever day you want to pick, you can pick. Okay,
Okay.
that's fine. Whenever you are free, no.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for being flexible.
Yeah. So how long have you been practicing role, Dagmar, Kate, and le? I'm sorry, I if I like pronounce it wrong. Okay,
I'm
if
practicing
I
since.
pronounce your name wrong, so I'm really sorry for this.
No, it's all okay. Okay. And
Okay.
I've done the 200 hours course before this course.
Mhm.
I've been doing it on and off. I'm trying to build a consistent practice. Really.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same as Ru. I've been like doing it for 2 months now. I mean, I've been enrolled with Himalayan Yoga Association for 2 months, but it's not consistent. Like in a week, sometimes I attended 2 or 3 classes, but because I'm working as well. I mean, I'm thinking maybe in the future when everything is settled, maybe I'll go to Rishikesh and do it there. But for now, I don't know how I will do it or how I will attend the exams because it's not consistent. I'm trying to, but I also have commitment, other commitment.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm asking you how you will give the test or how we will know, okay, you are now ready for a test. Is it you, the association will let us know, or do we need to approach you and let you know, okay, I think I can do the test now. So how is it?
So, like the after 21, the test will start, and before that day, we are going to discuss who is going to teach on what date.
Mhm.
I mean, it's not necessary to pick like any difficult topic or I'm going to give you topic. It's your test, like whether you want to give or not, it depends on you. But like if you are initiating, then it will be like good for you. And once you just go for this, you will love it and you're going to expand the knowledge of yoga by yourself. So honestly saying, that's what I'm okay.
Okay.
Okay, now let's sit up straight on a mat. Close your eyes. Now we will chant one Om followed by three Shanti. Take a deep breath in. Om. Shanti. 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 Join your hands together. Bend your head forward. Honor yourself. Honor your practice. Open your eyes while blinking. And namaste to everyone. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. Enjoy your day.